everybody, and welcome to Ghana. We're playing Geoguessr today in Improved World. It's mapped by Wolftracker, 3-minute limit. And goals to find out where, when, why, and how we are. And I think we already figured out the when, the where, and the why. But not so much the where. The most important part of all. Now, we know that Ghana's coverage was taken between like 2013 and 2016. So we know it's somewhere in that line, probably around 2014 is my guess. The why is obviously the tape on the roof rack. So we know it's Ghana. And we just don't know where. We just don't know where in Ghana we are. We'll be lucky if we find a sign pointing us towards a major town. Kumasi would be nice, Cape Coast would be nice, Accra would be nice. I don't think we're going to find any of that. It does seem like we're in a rather rural area. Bonds-Tech, management, dry season drip irrigation, government of Canada, that's not what we cared about. Kanzokola. So we're over by the Kanzokola Dam. And then it also looks like Anglo Gold, Ashanti, Malaria Control Limited, and then Jarapa? So we have Jarapa near the Kanzokola Dam, which means we need to be near the water. All right, that's what makes sense. There's the Mole National Park. So we're looking for Jarapa, which should be nearby here. And the Kanzokola Dam. This looks like a dam, but it's not mentioned. Where else could there be a dam? Over here, maybe, but I doubt it. Odumasai, Kitari, Dambi. This is not a bridge. That's got to be a ferry. Same with this. This wouldn't be a bridge from Yeji to Old Makangoa. Don't think this would be a dam. That's not a dam. The only thing that looks like this could be a dam, but we're not seeing any of the two names here. Jarapi, I'm surprised. I thought we would be able to see something better. Let's go over here to the Tamale port. Yape. And go a little bit north. Probably at, oh, Jarapa. We found Jarapa. I hope that means something. It does mean something. So somewhere over here, which it looks like we were off by a point for most people, is a dam? I didn't even think there was water over here. I'm glad we actually decided instead of guessing down here to look, and we found Jarapa. Luckily we found it. We're a point off. Yellow on the sides, it's Southern Africa, it's Botswana. Southern Africa as a region is the only one that has these yellow lines on the outsides. It's Gen 3 coverage, and it's rather flat, rather open, and rather dry. So it's Botswana. It's probably the Circle Road, which means it could be A1, A2, or A3. We are heading north, so I went over on the right-hand side on A1. I doubt it's A3, mainly because it doesn't really have a north-south kind of orientation to it. A2 is possible, but for some reason I'm leaning A1. I want to go north here because Francistown's up here, and that's a pretty big city. I know Gaborone to our south, but if we could find a sign pointing to either of those, that would be very helpful. Realistically, we could have gone any direction here, but we just decided, you know what, fuck it, we're going north. No good reason to do it, but we're doing it. We're also on the left-hand side. This is the back of the vehicle, so we really know generally where we are. And maybe we can get another lucky guess in. Although we are heading a little bit to the northeast at this rate. And A1 doesn't really do that too often. So I think I'm leaning more away from A1 at this point. But that doesn't mean we can't find a sign pointing us to Francistown still. We might be able to find a marker on the side of the road that will tell us it's A1. Although they don't have the markers like you'd expect out of like Senegal or Thailand. Which, you know what, if every country had those markers, we'd be in good hands. That looked like a sign. It is a sign. We have A3, so we know we're up here. And we have Ganzi's 140 kilometers to our south. Here's Ganzi over here, so we have to be along this stretch somewhere. Somewhere, and we were heading north. I'm not really good with telling distances, especially in Africa. I'm surprised it's the only sign we have, but now we know that we are on A3, and we're kind of further to the west. We're still going to head north, because we could see a sign of Maun or say Toi, but the likelihood of that happening, probably slim to none. And at that point, I don't even know if it would be helpful. There's not really a lot of towns around here. Let's return to start. We only have 30 seconds left. If we head south for just a little bit, will it point us to a place closer to where we want to be? Probably not. I think we're further north here. I say that because we didn't find a sign to that we were crossing borders as we went north. So we have to be north of the line, but I don't know how far north. Hopefully not that far away. 9.3 miles. Our guess actually wasn't that bad. If we would have gone south to start, we should have been able to find this, the Northwest District and the Ganzi District. And we would have known kind of generally where we were. We went a little bit further north than we were, but things happen sometimes. But that puts us in second place, only down by 20 points. Only down by 20 points. Looks like we're on the right-hand side of the road. We have yellow divider line. It feels like South America. That looks like a yellow plate, but it doesn't have a license plate on the side. But that's definitely a yellow plate. We have a traditional guardrail, but that's a white license plate in front of us, which is not helpful. But that's a yellow license plate. Maybe it is helpful. The yellow license plate would essentially mean Colombia. And that looked like the Colombian cross. Let's go back real quick. It is the Colombian cross. Also, Colombia has this plus sign, the Colombian cross, on the back of their signs. It's a very good tell when you're in South America, especially if you're moving, that it is Colombia. The other option might have been like Brazil or a weird Argentina, but it's 100% Colombia. Now we just gotta find a sign. As we find a sign. Oh, we have the guy waving. For Toul, Aruca, and Puerto Rondon. So we have 3 town names. And we're probably not going to find any of these town names. We're either up here or down here. There's really no in-betweens. Can we find Fort Toul? Probably not. Aruca and Puerto Rondon. Here's Puerto Gatan. And then down here doesn't really have coverage, which is why we kind of ignore it. San Martin, Socha, Melgar, Cartago, Quido, Turbo, Cartagena, Santa Marta. And up here is rather dry. What the fuck? We can never find signs. Never. Fort Toul sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen that before. We might not even be zoomed in enough at this point. That's the worst. Is the level of zoom you sometimes have to get to find some of these towns. Nivea, Garzon, Florencia. And I know we're not down south, because we don't have the Leticia car. Does it have to be going this direction? Nothing we want to find is anywhere. It's safer to hedge. Oh, we got nothing. Slow down. It's an urban zone, so we're entering a city. Why couldn't we find any of those town names? I know I'm blind, but like, are they just that tough to find? Might just be really shitty. Northeast. So, Puerto Rondon, I don't see. I don't see any of the places. We went south, so we found Tamé. I don't see any of them. It looks like it was better if we would have gone north here. Because we would have found an intersection. And that road was called Tame. So if we would have seen that, we would have probably guessed near Tame. So now we're down 700 points. I don't think we're going to be able to pull this one off. That's a yellow license plate. So it's yellow in the back, white in the front. It's the UK. This says Rue. So it's not white in the back. It's France. Because it's French. And so that was old French plates. Okay. Okay. My brain clicked it together. Can we find an area code? That's a 03. So if you guys didn't know, Paris is 1, Northeast is 2, Northwest is 3. So we have to be somewhere in the... Sorry, the Northwest is 2, the Northeast is 3. So somewhere in the northeast of France is whatever town this is. And I doubt we're going to find anything that's going to be helpful. The goal would be to find like a road name. Not a D road. D roads kind of suck as we find a D road. We have Noyon and Crécy-Aumont-Court. Now, obviously, there's a few different areas in here. If we do find a D15, it's more likely that it's the correct road. But France uses department roads, and each department, which is kind of like a county, will have different D roads, and they could be the exact same number. So D roads, realistically, not very helpful. 41. The fact that we're guessing in the correct area makes it more likely that the D15 that we find is the correct D15, but it's not a guarantee. Here's 13, but I think we've seen 13 a few times already. And I don't remember how far south it goes. I think it goes by around Dijon. So we could be as far south as Dijon, and it's like north of Paris as well, kind of over here. But again, not seeing any D15s. We're seeing a lot of D30s. I saw 13. I saw 12. But no 15, which no surprise there. I have not seen Noyon anywhere. I don't know if names change. I don't know if that's not even pointing me to a town name. It could very well mean like City Hall or something. Obviously, I know it's not City Hall. But it could mean anything. It could be town center or something fucking stupid in French that I just don't recognize. The safe bet is right about here. This is the hedge. We might want to throw it on a road. But yeah, we didn't find anything. We didn't find anything that entire time. We will look at the crosswalk sign though, because we have been figuring these out lately. 5 with the person's feet on number 2 and number 4. So that's been nice. And then we're back in Gen 2 coverage. So realistically, it doesn't really matter. This sign is probably more important. St. Quentin on D2930 and 930. If we would have seen 930, we would have been fine. Ends up being a lot further north in the town of Nestle. Not the water, but in Nestle. Again, don't see the town name anywhere nearby. Am I just really unlucky with choosing names that don't show up? That last line showed us St. Quentin. So we would have been able to move it up here, but we only had like 5 seconds when we discovered that. So realistically, we kind of got fucked with time. Do we have D15? There is D15, but it's incredibly small. We would have never zoomed in that far. Or never zoomed in that far. Blue? Wooden poles. It's definitely Eastern Europe. First thought, that's why we checked poles. It's gonna be Romania, Hungary. It's neither. We don't have your typical pole there. We just saw that. That looks like it's an M. And that has a crest in it. Fuck. If it's a crest, it could be Slovenia. And we're really never gonna be able to figure anything out if it's Slovenia. That says Serbia, though. Serbia? Right? Isn't that Serbia? But it's not in Cyrillic. That is. Does Serbia use crests? That would suck. That doesn't look Serbian. This is This is Cyrillic. This is not. Maybe it is Serbia. We have mountains to our west and our north. And it looks like to our east as well, so that we have mountains fucking everywhere around us. Blue on the license plates. Why would I think I saw an M then on that unblurred license plate? That leads me more to believe that it's North Macedonia. Ivanjica? So we're in the town of Ivanjica. Doubt we could find it. That's the Latin translation. Ivanjica. I believe the mountains are further to the south in Serbia, and the north is rather flat. But I might be wrong about that. Nice, Zlot, but no Ivanjica anywhere. Which I'm not really surprised about. I can never, ever, ever find a town name. Yeah, there's fucking nothing here. Fucking A. Alright. I don't really care. We're not gonna win. We're down like 1,200 points. And there's no way that whoever's in the lead fucks us up bad enough that we beat them by 1,200 points. It's not gonna happen. If anything, we're gonna fuck up more here and probably lose by more than 1,200 points. Rumi also has us by like 200 points. So I don't think anything we can do here would allow us to come in first place. So at that point, we kind of just guessed fucking Serbia. We saw Sajiba or whatever. Sometimes I hate this game. Sometimes I really hate this game. Ends up being 80 miles to our west. Here's the town. We saw the town. We just didn't see the name on the map when we were looking. Just didn't see it. Regardless, we were never gonna catch up. It just wasn't possible. Arsenate, first place, 24,897. He would have had to fuck up Serbia so badly. Like, if he would have gone Eastern Russia, maybe we would have had a chance. It looks like Rumi and I guessed around the same spot in Serbia. Well, at least the same difference. Going Kosovo, so throwing down a random guess. That's interesting. Definitely interesting. Screenshot their well coming in 4th at 23,343. Skytune in 5th at 22,545. Fredan coming in 6th at 22,497. Bo coming in 7th, 22,157. Carl's in 8th at 21,348. Scribbles in 9th, 20,801. Spongy coming in 10th at 18,466. And Tresmond in 11th at 17,565. Serbia was weird. We knew what town we needed to find and we couldn't find it. France, we found the number and we found the town literally as time was expiring. So we couldn't do much about that. Colombia, it's bad luck. Again, couldn't find the town. Ghana, we luckily found the town, so we got a good guess there. And then Botswana, we were off by a little bit, but not too much. So overall, I'm not terribly displeased with our score. But we couldn't pinpoint. We usually can't, but some of those countries, it really didn't want us to pinpoint. Looks like it was a mostly Eastern Hemisphere game. I know this is kind of like here, but it's pretty much Eastern Hemisphere. But that's going to be where we call it for the day. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you all enjoyed. We will have another video for you guys tomorrow. If you want to find that link, it will be in the description below. Make sure you play along and enjoy yourself. But until tomorrow, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. And bye-bye.